Alright, welcome back to another episode. And today we want to showcase the spectacle that nature's bringing to us with the change in seasons from summer to winter. Some of you in the parts of the world may know it as fall, and here we know it as autumn. And it's just bringing a beautiful showcase of rich reds, browns, yellows, oranges. And what better example can we use to showcase of how to bring the colors out of your images and your photographs. And in today's tutorial we're going to use Adobe Light Room Classic, and I'm going to share with you a couple of techniques of how to boost those colors, from color calibration to saturation and vibrance. And yeah, so sit back and relax, and hopefully you find this tutorial useful. I'm going to share a couple of skills and techniques I've learned in a short space of time, and hopefully that's going to help you to bring out the colors in your images as well. Yeah, for those who don't know me, I'm Dion. I'm just so passionate about photography, landscape and wildlife photography. And upcoming in the next couple of videos, we'll be leaving to the Kalahari Desert, Botswana and Namibia and South Africa to do some amazing photography, and I'm going to be sharing it with you on this channel. So watch out for these upcoming next episodes. Right, how do we make our images color using Lightroom Classic? Here we have a raw image taken of autumn scene in New Zealand. We have some dry oak leaves here, and this is the raw image imported. And the first thing we do is adjust the temperature, and we want to bring this up to, I'd say, about there. Next step, we're going to go right down to the bottom, and that is the calibration of the colors. And we'll start with the blue primaries, and we start with the saturation, and we're going to move that slightly to the right, let's say about there. The hue, a little bit to the red side. On the green primaries, move it more to the warmer side. Hue as well to the left. And then the red primary saturation, we want to really boost the reds. And the hue, I want to take it more to the red side. And finally the tint, a little bit to the red side as well. But next we're going back to the edit mode right at the top on the basic section here. And what we want to do is bump up the vibrance to about there, and be very cautious on the saturation, just ever so slightly to about there. Then I'd like to bring the highlights down, and increase the blacks a bit as well, just to make it a bit more dramatic. Right, next we're going to go move down to color mixer, and we start off with the saturation, and we really want to bring out the reds, the oranges and the yellows, and a bit of the lighter greens. So we're going to push up the reds quite a bit, the orange, not too heavy, but there, the yellows a bit as well. The greens, I tend to want to darken because we want to remain emphasis on the autumn colors and not so much on the greens. And the rest really we leave as is. Now that we've completed the saturation in the color mixer, we're going to go click to luminance. Now remember, luminance actually makes the colors either brighter or darker. So on the reds, we actually want to darken the reds. Oranges as well, we want to darken them a bit. The yellows, play around here. I'd actually bump those up a bit to bring out the yellows in the leaves here, autumn colors. The greens, I'd actually bump those up slightly as well. And then the rest we leave as is. What we'd like to do next is introduce a mask. A mask is for editing just certain targeting certain parts of the image, and you hit the mask tool here, and we want to create a bit of depth of field with a linear gradient. So we drag in a linear gradient from the bottom, and we are just going to lower down the exposure there to get a bit of depth of field. To increase even more of the depth of field, we want to introduce another mask with a brush tool. So we create a new mask and select brush. And what we want to do is reduce the clarity on the background, as well as just bring in a bit of haze to create that depth of field and a bit of mystery around the back of the image. And we're going to do that, painting that in with the brush. You can choose your brush size by rolling the wheel on the mouse, and always make sure that your feather is set at 100. And what you want to do now is obviously reduce the clarity and also dehaze it slightly. So what we're going to do is we're just going to paint that in at the back, as like this. Very subtle, but it does, you'll see at the end, it does create a depth of field. You create one more brush, and one more mask, and we select new mask, brush, and in this instance we want to bring clarity and detail to the foreground here and the tree, and enhance the rich colors, these autumn colors. So what we want to do here, we're going to increase the temperature of that, a slight increase in saturation, increase the blacks a little bit, increase the highlights a little bit, and we want to increase the clarity as well, and add a little bit of texture as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to be painting in all these lovely autumn colors around you on the foreground. Just reduce the brush a bit, and we want to just target this beautiful tree here. And yeah, just to make those colors really pop on the foreground, and the detail and the textures. Pretty happy with that. What we'd also like to do with the same mask is just reduce the shadows, to lift the shadows a bit. So we're still on our third mask, and we're going to go to the shadows and move it to the white side. So we're just going to lift the shadows, so we just got a bit more detail on the foreground and this front tree, oak tree. And then lastly, we're going to go right down to the bottom and just add a vignette, darken the outsides slightly. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this basic tutorial on how to make your colors in your images using Lightroom Classic. Thanks for watching, and see you soon on the next one. But thanks for signing in again, and if you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. I really do appreciate the support. See you in the next one.